Oh crap, I might as well turn that down. So, that's really loud. Alright, hey all you faithful viewers, this is Mr. Lennox716, or you guys might know me as Glitch716. I'm probably going to piss off a lot of you to start with, because this right here, but you know, I'm going through the whole video with it, you guys can just suck it up. You might see in the back, I actually got a new TV if you actually pay attention to my other videos. Yeah, this is my new TV, and yeah, this is all going. It's a miracle. So, you know, I kind of said to Jacob, or you guys know him as ZLMG Castro, that I was going to make a Section 8 Prejudice video. Oh crap, TV's short now. I'm going to make a Section 8 Prejudice video, and I'm going to make a Bladestorm video. So, this one, I guess, is my Bladestorm video. For those of you who are unfamiliar with the game, you kind of look it up. It starts off kind of as, puts you in the middle of the war between France and Britain, which, let's face it, back in medieval times, they had a lot of wars back then. You can start off by yourself with swords, and you work your way up. It's actually a really, really fun game. I'm going to grab the case real quick, my rack of games. But I really, really do advise picking it up. It is a very, very fun game. For those of you who have never heard of it, it's a fairly cheap game, but I mean it's nice. I've spent hours and probably months on this. Here's the case. For those of you who've never seen it before, this is Bladestorm. It's a really, really fun game. Yeah. Excuse me. So I've been logging a few hours on that. For the most part, running horses and basically hitting my lower classes up. Now, you know, it starts off, you get a few of them, you get swords, spears, daggers, rapiers, you know, stuff like that. I've worked my way up now, I'm riding elephants. Elephants. Let me rephrase that again. Elephants. And I've been spreading my message of religion on top of the elephants, running everybody over with them. Any game that lets you have rideable elephants, massive elephants to just storm people over, is automatically #1 in my book. It's probably one of the most funnest games I've ever played. And the one thing about it is, it's just hours of non-stop fun. You know, you start off as yourself, and you can break into a unit, like, I don't know, probably 20 people in a unit of swords, great swords, dual swords, sword and shield, exotic swords. You have daggers, two-handed daggers. You got chakrams. You have spears, long spears. You got camels, horses, horse bows, all kinds of good stuff. Magic, everything, man. It's really fun. If you're one of those guys that appreciates an alright RTS, you're not all into it, the game's not an RTS. It's basically a unit-on-unit game. Yeah. It's kind of well, I guess you could say an RPG in a way. You get whatever unit you're working on, like your swords will go up. You're working in bows, your bows will go up. You use those to buy like upgrades. You can do more damage. You can get more troops. You can get more TP points, which you use. I think it's TP, which is what you used for knowledge to get upgrades. And in all truth, I've logged so many hours on there. Each day I think is around 15 minutes or so. Now 20 minutes I think is what it is for a day. I've probably gone through about, I don't know, 500 days, more or less. And I've already beaten it. And you get achievements throughout it that play toward the storyline, like unlock the Book of Swords, unlock the Book of Spears, the Book of Long Spears, Book of Camels, Book of Horses, and that stuff. The achievements aren't that bad. But the main thing is when you beat the storyline, there's more to it. It's actually, that's when it gets more fun. Now, for those of you who actually know what I'm talking about, then you pretty much understand exactly what I'm about to say. The horses are overpowered, and I know that because I use them way too often. And so are the magicians, but they're still nice. And, you know, in all truth, I play that game over anything. I've played it over Skyrim. I know I'm just going to piss off a lot of you TES fanboys. I played it over Call of Duty. I played it over Gears, over Battlefield, over everything. because it's that good of a game that I had to go out and pick it up a second time because it was that awesome. And it really is. It really is an hour Vampire. Like, it's a time-consuming thing. It'll take hours of your time, and you're not even paying attention to it. But it gets real intense after a while. Like, I fell in love with it about the first hour I had it. I mean, it was that good of a game for me. One of the fun things is you can break off in the middle of your squad to go jump in another squad, or jump by yourself, or bring out mercenaries that you hired out of the blue, just spawn in out of nowhere, and they come straight in. It's amazing. It's like the power of religion brings them there to you. Oh man, I'm trying to think what else I get to here. It's funny because it's in one of the most historically inaccurate games, but it's a game for God's sake. It doesn't need to be historically accurate. How historically accurate is it that we had mages come into the field during that time and come in and just shoot everybody with fireballs? Or we had arquebuses come in at that time, which I'm pretty sure weren't invented for a few more years by the Spaniards. And then chariots, too, which was invented by the Romans. Oh, excuse me. I'm sorry. Not invented by the Romans. It was used, greatly by the Romans. Like, they're the ones that are famous for it. Oh, man. Excuse me. Oh, man. Freaking Doritos. But, I mean, I loved that game so much. Vlogged a lot of hours. And it's a really nice game to go pick up at your local, I wouldn't say GameStop because they screw you over. At your, your local Walmart or something, you can find it. Your local game retailer, your pawn shop or something. I'm not kidding. It's a very nice game. For those of you who actually have played it, then you understand the feeling of being on there for hours on end and finally having the French come out and want to recruit you. Thank God for that. And working with Joan, who's actually not as annoying as everybody else. Especially not as bad as Meram. Guy aggravated me way too much. And then, of course, that little kid that just is too afraid to fight. Yeah, okay, I'm just ruining this for most of you guys. Main thing is, you play on a campaign of either Britain or France. You work with Britain first, but then you eventually end the campaign out with France, or at least I did. And that's basically how the storyline goes, but there's still storyline quests that, for your friends or your allied mercenaries, who you go and do missions for them. And that's how that goes. And there's side missions to get extra cash and everything. And my neck is bleeding. To get, side cash and whatnot. And it's one of those games that no one's really heard of much, but it's really nice game. I'm not kidding. If you're in the mood to waste a few hours of your life and not play Skyrim, and actually go and appreciate one of the good games out there that you spend hours of your day on, I really recommend picking it up. It's a fun game. And then here, probably my next video, I'll make Section 8 Prejudice and a few more things. So I'm going to end this right here. I hope you all enjoy.